What's up, you guys? This is Pokemon Trainer Mikey here with another Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl Wi-Fi battle. I am using the 2022-2021 link code for OU 6-on-6 battles. So if you want to participate in an OU 6-on-6 battle, you can use the link code 2022-2021. So my opponent has some pretty big threats. Looking at it already, that Tyranitar, Feraligatr, Scizor, Alakazam, some typical things that you'd see in OU. Obviously, I'm carrying the same, except I am highlighting a hidden gem, my choice Scarf Mesprit. Mesprit, I think, is definitely one of the most underrated Pokemon right now, and it's definitely the most underrated Lake Trio, but I choose to use it in comparison to the others because it's the only one that has accessibility to that Ice Beam, and Ice Beam hits so hard in the OU tier. Obviously, it shuts down Garchomp, Dragonite, Togekiss, Gliscor, Staraptor. It can one-shot Gengar with a Psychic if Gengar is not Choice Scarfed, of course. It can one-shot Breloom, so, definitely huge asset. But getting into the battle now, my opponent is going to lead with his Tyranitar, and I'm going to lead with my Swampert. And this is a best-case scenario for me because, looking back on his team, he has no Earthquake immunity, he has no Ground immunity. So this is going to be really good. Swampert's going to be really important for my endgame. So what do lead Tyranitars do? They probably set up Stealth Rock. They 9 out of 10 times do. This thing really can't hurt me, so I'm going to do what he does back to me. I'm going to do Stealth Rocks in return. I don't know why it took me so long just to decide. I guess I was just processing his team for a few seconds, but he does go for that Stealth Rock. Not surprised here, and I'm just going to dish it back. Just for some chip, of course. And thinking about it, like I said, no Earthquake resistance at all. No Earthquake resistance, I should say, sorry. So I'm just going to go for a stab Earthquake. I could really put a dent in this thing. I doubt he's going to want to do that, so he's probably going to switch. Here I'm thinking he does give me Scizor, which is fine because I do get really good chip on Scizor, actually. Obviously, I wouldn't stay in with Swampert if he does decide to do that, but again, I'm thinking Scizor. Instead, he actually decides to bring in Alakazam, which is fine because, I guess in his mind, he's not going to take any Stealth Rock damage, he's not going to take any Sandstorm damage, and he's going to try and scare me with that Energy Ball. Most times, Alakazams do carry Energy Ball, so obviously I don't want to stay in here and lose my Swampert. It is a huge, huge asset to my team, especially against my opponent's team. So I'm going to bring in my Mesprit here now and scout for Energy Ball. I know I can take it, and most of the times my opponent really does not expect for my Mesprit to outspeed. So I'm gonna go in here, I'm gonna bring it out, see what happens, and I actually end up, well, once it comes, I end up eating this Energy Ball here. It does about half, a little less than half, but with the Sandstorm and the chip on the Stealth Rock, I do eat it, which is just phenomenal. I mean, Mesprit does have some decent defense investment. Base stats, I should say. There is no special defense investment on this set. Usually I do like to run Psychic, Ice Beam, Shadow Ball, and Energy Ball or Thunderbolt. I do have to adjust that set, but for the time being, I do have Energy Ball and Thunderbolt on it. I do go for that Energy Ball, and I'm sure I surprised my opponent because, who the hell's thinking, that Mesprit's going to outspeed. He probably was going to go for Shadow Ball and just take care of me, thinking that I would just sack my Mesprit, but that's not happening. My Mesprit is not going down without a fight. So I am locked into Energy Ball, and he does bring in Scizor. So here I'm thinking that he's going to U-turn, so I can't do anything, obviously. I mean, none of its moves in general can do anything to that Scizor, so I'm going to bring in Infernape. That's really the only play I can do. For a second, I was thinking Clefable because in case he wanted to go for that Swords Dance, I can actually take a Bullet Punch on this set, and I do carry Flamethrower. So I didn't want to get too risky right away. I'm like, you know what, just screw it. I'll go and scare him with Infernape. And instead, he actually goes for the Bullet Punch here, which I wasn't really expecting. If, I'm just hoping that he thought that, or could figure out that my Mesprit was carrying Choice Scarf if I outsped his Alakazam. So, he could U-turn and try and kill it, but instead he decides to go for Bullet Punch, which, again, wasn't expecting, but it does do a good chunk to my Infernape. So I could Flare Blitz, but looking at his team, he could bring in Tyranitar, he could bring in Feraligatr, and I was expecting that Feraligatr, so I do go for that Iron Fist, Choice Banded Close Combat. It's super boosted, and I get that Feraligatr out of here, which, again, thinking about my Swampert in the endgame, super, super good. Everything's lining up for me. You know, all I have to do really is take care of that Scizor, and Swampert can just sweep at the end, but who knows what could happen. So right now my opponent's going to go for, and send out his Raichu, which is, you know, kind of concerning to me because I don't really know what Raichus do. I don't see Raichus a lot. They could set up Nasty Plot, they could just try and, they're fast, you know, so I don't want to sack my Infernape here because it is useful. That Tyranitar is a threat, and it took me a while to figure out what I just wanted to do in general, but in case he sets up Nasty Plot, I'm like, Clefable really is the only option here because of that Unaware. So he actually just goes for Surf, which is fine because I'm just going to take it really well. And here I'm thinking, you know, Clefable's here, it's like a perfect opportunity for him to switch into Scizor, so I do want to go for Flamethrower just in case. I do have Life Orb on this Clefable, and I do have some investment in Special Defense too. So if he does leave in Raichu, it's fine as well, which he does do. And I do go for that Flamethrower. I was really hoping he would bring in Scizor, but it's fine because that Flamethrower is going to hit and it's going to do so much damage here, and I do get off the burn, which is so awesome because that Raichu is kind of concerning to me because it's the only thing I really couldn't anticipate anything from, but again, it's fine. I do so much damage to it, and here I'm thinking he's just going to Thunderbolt and finish me off. I thought it was enough to kill me, but instead he goes for the Volt Switch, and I guess I just was getting complacent and I clicked Moonblast, but if I just clicked Flamethrower, I would have had Scizor. I really wasn't, you know, anticipating him to bring in his Scizor as I guess, as fodder here, but it is what it is. I thought, you know, maybe he anticipated killing me with Volt Switch, and just pivoting into Scizor right away, but I really don't know what the thought process was because I would have easily one-hit KO him with Flamethrower if I clicked it, but it's fine. I let him have Clefable because, you know, there's nothing it can do now. So, again, I have to bring in Infernape here. It's the only thing I can do, and quite honestly, I outspeed pretty much everything on his team, so I think if I just close combat, I win. So I'm just going to swap him in here and do just that. I don't know, I think I was just getting in my head a little bit here because I just was not anticipating that thought process. Now he has Raichu, and, you know, he was planning on sacking his Scizor, you know, because he knew I had Flamethrower. I really wasn't expecting that whatsoever, but like I said, it's fine. I bring in Infernape, and I'm just going to click Close Combat because that's all I can do. So again, that Choice Band, Iron Fist, Stab boosted Close Combat is going to wreck anything that comes in, and even if he just leaves in Scizor, if it has that physical investment, it's fine because, you know, like I said, Infernape is just the beast, and Choice Band, please, anything that gets in its way is taking a hit, regardless if it's resisted or not. But he's going to go for Bullet Punch. Obviously, he wants that chip. It does knock me down quite a bit, which is fine, but a dead Scizor makes me happy because those things are just such pains in the asses sometimes, but it's fine. Now that Scizor, Feraligatr, and Alakazam are out of the way, it just leaves me perfect room for Swampert. I mean, I don't know why I just kept obsessing over Swampert. I guess because I had Swampert in the beginning, and, you know, I was thinking about his team and, you know, how he had no resistance to Earthquake whatsoever. I'm like, I just want Swampert to shine here. So I was only considering Swampert. And, you know, he brings in Tyranitar, which is, again, a little weird to me. He could have bought an Infernape and tried to kill me with Mach Punch here, but I'm not going to argue it. You know, I'm not going to complain. Tyranitar's out of the way. That makes me happy, makes me feel great. Now he only has Infernape and his Raichu. So I am anticipating him to bring in Infernape. He does, and it's going to kill me because I have those two defense drops. So his best play really is to go Mach Punch. But I'm wondering if he's Choice Banded or Life Orbed or Sashed or who knows. I mean, Infernapes are very, very interesting in the OU arena. But he does go for a Mach Punch, and I'm going to see that he is Life Orbed because he's going to lose some health here, which is fine for me. I mean, he's not locked in, so I know that he can carry close combat. And it doesn't even matter because I have Latios that resist. I have Swampert who's super bulky. So I bring in Swampert, but completely forgetting that I'm carrying my VIP here, my Choice Scarf Mesprit, who's sitting in the back waiting to be picked. And, you know, it's just ignorance because I was so happy that Swampert had a clear path to victory. I took care of the other threats. I'm like, oh, I could take close combat, and he crits. So my jaw hit the floor because I'm like, how utterly stupid can I be to just not click Psychic and outspeed Infernape? But it's fine because here I'm going to do it. I guess I was just fearing maybe if, you know, he gets a kill on Mach Punch. Maybe that's why I did that. Not entirely sure, but it is what it is. I decided just to go Mesprit here because, again, I did want to showcase it and, you know, again, kind of see if that Mach Punch would kill me or not. Regardless, if it did, I had Latios in the back waiting to, you know, clean up, but it's fine. So I click Psychic, and he doesn't go Mach Punch. He was probably trying to ensure that he kills me and go close combat or maybe U-turn. So thankfully, you know, he does that so I can outspeed and I get that kill on Infernape. Wonderful time to carry Mesprit. I just have to take care of this rat right here, and that's it. That's game. I just click Psychic and it's over. So that's the match. You know, I love carrying this thing. It's just such a underestimated threat, and I really think it deserves to be placed higher, but that's just me. So yeah, that's the battle. I really did like my opponent's team. I liked how it was structured. Some questionable plays, but that's fine. That's just the game. But if you did like this video, definitely give it a like and subscribe to my channel. I definitely want to post more battles like these, so I'm looking forward to it. Thanks, guys.